Okay, I'm going to try to read this to you because it's profound, but it's long. So you might just put your earbuds in and waltz around while you're listening. I opened up to the 42nd gene key, letting go of living and dying. The 42nd shadow is expectation, waiting at the expectation station. Almost all human beings are waiting at the expectation station. Expectation is the most profound mark of humanity. It is the dreams that the future holds and greater promise than the now. Somewhere inside us, we are all waiting for our lives to improve, for a great day somewhere in the future, when finally all will be exactly as we dream it can be. Somehow, we will receive all the money we need, our love lives will be perfect, and we will have absolute freedom to do all the things we have always wanted to do, but not now. First, we have a few things to clear up before we can be truly happy. And so we go on postponing and postponing until we are old. And then, of course, it's almost too late. In fact, it's never too late to be in the now. You have only to see through the futility of your personal expectations. If you can do this totally and with absolute honesty, you will discover one of the secrets of being human and being happy. The 42nd shadow is that aspect within your genetics responsible for keeping you always sitting at the expectation station. It does this by entangling your desires with your mind. When you read the 30th gene key and learn more about the nature of desire, you will see that desire in and of itself is not your enemy. And as long as it's pure, it can take you to great heights. However, the moment desire becomes entangled with the projections of your mind, it can only result in disappointment. The 42nd shadow is actually one of the shadows at the source of all human mental fear, because the 42nd shadow concerns death. And this is the gene key that literally programs us to die, and it exists in every living cell as a built-in design for decay. Because our neocortex perceives life as time flowing by, it is the source of our anxiety about time running out. The notion of time and your response or reaction to its passing is rooted profoundly in the 42nd gene key, which closes all natural life cycles, and in particular, the 7-year cycle of growth and decay. 7-year cycles have been noted by cultures all around the world for millennia. However, the most powerful 7-year cycles are the ones that appear to govern cellular generation within the human body. I'm going to pick this up at another one. Okay, I'm going to continue on because it's really poignant, and I see in you a lot of fatigue, and I just wanted to share this with you. I, myself, have started 3 new ventures recently, and one of them I already decided today to bow out of. But I seem to be sort of racing toward some sort of finish, I guess, that I'm going to end up getting to, and I feel compelled to accomplish something, and specifically my expectation has been about money. And I think that all of us have been right there about money, instead of doing the brilliance of what you have created, which is to see the abundance that is around you. So anyway, I started out just gung-ho on these 3 projects today, and then I got some guidance to just pull open the Gene Keys and read what I read, and this is what I have been reading. I'm going to continue on. You can shut me up at any time. You can turn me off. There is an old adage we learned at school that every 7 years we have a new body, since most of the cells have been totally replaced. This means that every 7 years we arrive at a portal of some kind, and something must die in order for a new cycle to begin. How that transition occurs is the domain of the 42nd gift, or the 42nd shadow. The 42nd gene key is one of 6 gene keys that form a complex codon group to your DNA known as the ring of life and death. In all cycles of physical cellular mutation, life is programmed to follow the archetypal process represented by 6 gene keys. All cellular life essence begins with the 3rd gene key and ends with the 42nd gene key. The 3rd gene key catches the essence of the beginning of life through the gift of innovation and its CD of innocence. All life must innovate and adapt, beginning in innocence and gaining in experience. Through the 42nd gene key, life ends with the gift of detachment and the CD of celebration. Thus, those who have passed away, thus spiritual essence detaches itself from form, just as we human beings must detach ourselves from those who have passed away. At the highest level, all death is really a cause for celebration, as we shall see when we come to explore the highest frequencies of this gene key. Through the shadow, human life is programmed to revolve around your expectations about your life and those surrounding you. Expectation itself should not be seen as a bad thing. It depends on how you react to your own expectations and is a measure of how how much trust you have in life. Okay, I have to pause again. Get some water. Whenever you feel circumstances moving out of your control, you can immediately see how attached you are or detached you are. Every time you identify with an expectation, you set yourself up for disappointment. It is actually possible to hold an expectation without being attached to it. which occurs quite naturally with the 42nd gene key of detachment. If you are able to expand your consciousness and raise the frequency of the shadow, you will remember that you are merely a part of a greater natural cycle, and all events fit into a far wider picture than you can actually comprehend. Expectations and disappointments only plague you when your vision narrows to the event that you are caught up in, rather than seeing it as a place in a wider picture. As we human beings so often learn in life, many disappointments actually turn into enormous blessings. That's all I'm going to read because I just can't read very well, my eyes. But it was such an inspiration for me to read this, and I realized that I'm not experiencing a lot of fatigue. I was experiencing fatigue and was sleeping quite a lot. But since I got the inspiration for these 3 new entrepreneurial things, I've been, wanting to get them done. And I realize that's not where I want to be. And I want to be reading the gene keys. And I want to be healing my genes rather than spending time trying to make money. And so I'm just going to accept my big credit card as it is and roll with it and trust that the universe will pay off this damn credit card.
Hi, I just watched your first message. Oh my God, you're on fire. Awesome. I'm so proud of you and excited for you. I look forward to hearing a little more about what you're learning about commodities, trading, and Forex and all that kind of stuff. It totally makes sense. It's just really time consuming to come over. Maybe we just save that for once in a while, or, we go back to you come one way and I take you home or something, to make it more possible. And no, the only reason to both be on Zoom, unless we're working on something together, is just, I find it helpful, and a lot of folks do find it helpful, but it's totally fine, to just have a quick check-in before the work sprint, and then a quick after, and then back to work, but that's all I'm doing, and it's not necessary. It's just if you want to. God, I love hearing your energy and your plans, and I'm excited about your books, and I think we really at least should set a time where we can talk on Zoom, just to kind of keep up with stuff and hear what you're working on, hear what you're learning, because all of that is really important, kind of Scrappy Entrepreneur School video, and conversation. I mean, it's the whole point is talking about these kind of alternative ways to earn income, alternative things to do, stuff you can work on from home, from bed sometimes, when you have capacity and not just because you're scheduled. And okay. So I'll keep listening to your messages as I can while in between trips, in between riders.